Today marks 1 month living full-time out of this camper, and I've learned so much in the last month, things to do, things not to do, and I've spent most of it tucked away in the backwoods of Maine and just exploring the New England area in general, truly figuring out what it means to live fully on the road and off the grid. And honestly, it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made, but there have been some hiccups. Lesson learned. And in this video, I kind of wanted to just talk about what I learned in the last month living on the road, what I wish I knew before I actually started, things that surprised me, things that I don't like about living on the road, things that I do like, and whether or not any of this was even worth it after all. The whole idea behind moving full-time into a camper, I was trying to figure out, okay, I just want to wake up every day and look outside the window and see trees. And pretty much every day that I've been in this camper so far in the last month has been the case. I just wanted to see how can I spend more time outdoors. I also wanted to challenge myself to see how small of a space I could live in. This camper is really small, but it has everything that I could have wanted in a camper. It's got a full kitchen, and I've been cooking across different places. And as someone who worked in New York City, I always knew that it was just incompatible. I like being in the outdoors, and particularly in the outdoors in the wilderness areas. I had dreamed about buying a camper and eventually living in it and exploring the US. And as time went on, it seemed like it was getting more and more difficult. So instead of waiting even longer, I just sold as many of my belongings as possible and threw the rest of it into storage, and I moved fully into this camper 1 month ago. I just kind of annoyed the owners of this campground for a bit. Wasn't crazy about where my campsite was. It's basically right next to this bridge. As beautiful as the bridge is, there's this site down the road here that is like an insane view of Mount Katahdin. Plus, the weather tomorrow looks like it could be promising for a nice sunrise. It was a group site, so I had to pay for multiple people, which absolutely sucked. But I've been kind of boondocking to even it out, so I figured one night we'll splurge. The weather looks like it's going to be nice tomorrow, and hopefully it's worth it. We'll see. Oh my gosh. So this is absolutely insane. I kind of can't believe my eyes right now. I mean, Katahdin's literally right there, and I'm hoping tomorrow's sunrise is going to be nice with some clouds. It's pretty clear sky right now, so you're not going to get like that dramatic sunset, but I mean, come on, this is just insane, even with a clear sky. And it's not even sunset yet. We still have probably an hour until full sundown and we get some color in the sky. Even though I'm only staying here for one night because it was kind of expensive, man, this is just so worth it. And this campground is closing down in a few days, so it was kind of a now or never sort of situation. Kind of been putting the Jeep on the side of the camper right now. This is kind of what I've been rolling with, so that in the morning I've got the view. The sun is going to rise to the right of the mountain. So
there's something oddly comforting about watching a man cook in this tiny little space that he has. It's essentially attached to the back of a big diesel pickup truck. And he lives in it.
This is a really small camper. I totally understand there are campers that people basically have houses on wheels, and I respect it. This was the biggest that I could get with towing with my Jeep Wrangler, and I knew that I wanted to keep my Wrangler because I love that car. I'm actually kind of looking at it outside the window right now. And you know what? That car has brought me so much joy over the last years that I've had it, and I knew that I didn't want to get rid of it. And a travel trailer meant that I could just drop the camper and then do some off-roading or take it into the backwoods using the Jeep, which honestly grants so much freedom. I was actually in a park in Maine that I couldn't take the camper in, so I just dropped the trailer right outside the park, and then I just did some tent camping. And it was amazing to kind of be out there, and I met a bunch of people in the park as well. And that's sort of the flexibility that I was after with getting a travel trailer. One of the main reasons that I bought it was this big window behind me here, and also the windows on the sides. And it kind of just feels like you're in a fishbowl when you're sitting in here, but it just lets so much daylight in, and it kind of feels like you're outside. And honestly, the best part is I sleep right here in this bed, and waking up in the morning and lifting that shade and seeing what's the weather today, or what is the view that we have in front of us, and it's always like this incredible light. That's one of my favorite parts about living in this camper. And it really has everything I need. It's got a heater, a air conditioner that I've not used, but I've definitely been using the heater because the temperature has been dropping pretty cold in the last month. I think there was a couple nights that were around 25 degrees, and the first couple nights I was with one of my friends, I was actually nervous and thinking maybe I should have winterized this, but I didn't want to winterize it because I wanted to be able to use the plumbing, and all I did was run the heater and opened the cabinets, and we ended up being fine. So lesson learned. But this camper also has a full kitchen, so I've been cooking here and there. It's got a full bathroom and shower, which has been great. There was one night that I actually went out to a restaurant and showered right in the parking lot, and then I went in. And for everyone else's sake, I probably smelled great. Check it out. This camper also has a TV, and although I never watched TV when I was home, and I've not really watched that much while being on the road here, it's been nice to kind of run shows that I really like in the background, whether I'm working or whatnot, and kind of just play a show that's sort of mindless. You don't have to really pay attention, but you can glance over here and there. And that mixed with this Coleman lamp that I have here, it feels like you're in a cabin in the woods, and that was the dream right there. That was what I was going after. And you know, one of the things that I was trying to figure out when I got this camper was how am I going to make it feel like a home? And I've sort of done little things here and there to try and figure out how to make it like that, and also film videos in here and whatnot. But I kind of got like a ton of wool blankets, so it literally just feels like I'm home right now. I've also kind of put wallpaper up. I put wallpaper on this little table. It's not necessarily wallpaper, but adhesive contact paper. I just ordered a custom wood table that's live edge, so I'm really stoked to get that. Again, it's just trying to like bring elements of the outdoors inside here and make it feel that much more integrated. So things that surprised me about living in this camper, and I guess that like I kind of prepared so much that there weren't a ton of surprises, but a couple things that I did make a mistake on was I accidentally left my car connected with the 7-pin plug to the camper, so it was trying to charge the battery, and one night the battery in the camper completely died while I was boondocking under trees, so I was getting no solar for about a week of time. It completely killed the battery in the camper, and it killed my car battery because I guess the battery wasn't smart enough to cut off the camper, which was really frustrating because then I had to jump the car battery. It was just kind of a disaster, and then it was raining as well to make matters worse. But lesson learned there. I will definitely not keep it connected, one for extended periods of time, but also especially if the camper battery is low.
Well, I definitely recommend. It was such a good idea bringing the bike along. I was skeptical. I almost left it behind. And I'm really glad I brought it now. Because now it truly feels like I could drop the trailer, even drop the car, and get onto these back roads and whatnot. And this is incredibly beautiful. I mean, tough to kind of go through rocks when I'm recording. Just one hand. But man, look at this. right. Now I'm going to rush back to the camper because honestly, I really need to check into my campground for tonight. This is like part of the reason that I don't particularly like booking campgrounds in advance, is like I like to just figure things out as I go. To have such a predetermined plan. All right, am I gonna make it up this hill? It's gonna be embarrassing. Now that's embarrassing. To have such a predetermined plan, I'd rather figure things out as I go for the most part, because oftentimes I'm moving with the weather, the light, what kind of looks the best. This time of year, the foliage, kind of the big part of getting a camper, moving into it, and having the Jeep and everything is all about like freedom, you know? Being able to pick up and go almost wherever you want. I mean, the camper certainly has some limitations, but the whole idea has always been, how free can we really get?
One thing that I have really struggled with is honestly getting work done. Like, if I'm in this epic location, I mean, there's a massive waterfall probably 200, 300 yards away from me. It's a slight hike, but still. The fact that you're in these epic locations, there's people walking around all around you, hiking and whatnot. Everyone looks like they're having a good time. You have to sort of silo yourself for a second to actually get any work done. Like, there are times when I just need to put myself in this seat in order to edit those videos, edit those photos, and plan the next week or so. That's one of the difficulties of living in a camper. It can feel like every day's an adventure, and I love that fact. But here and there, you need to adventure into your laptop or into whatever you do to actually get work done in order to make it a full-time lifestyle. When it comes to finances and budgeting, I'm going to make a entire video specifically about how much I spend living full-time in a camper. Overall, I would say I think I spent less than I was expecting this first month. I definitely spent less on campsites because I boondocked way more than I was expecting, and also dispersed camp because there was just so many options in Maine, which was amazing. When it comes to cooking, I have pretty much made either chicken, steak, and vegetables every single night that I was cooking, or I would like go out and grab a wrap or something. I haven't eaten at restaurants a whole ton in the last month, and I'd hoped to originally, but when you're in the middle of the woods, there's just not a ton of options, and I have been in the middle of the woods pretty much the entire month. Well, having a fully stocked fridge and freezer means that you can just make a pretty gnarly meal anywhere. But all that to say, the last month has been a completely eye-opening experience. I mean, getting to explore so much of the backwoods of New England, and especially northern Maine, which is honestly one of my favorites. It shares so many similarities with Alaska, which is another one of my favorite states. And I can't wait to get back here perhaps next fall. But all that to say, living in this camper over the last month has really been an eye-opening experience, and realizing what sort of thing I can tolerate and how little I can go without or with. And that's just been so insightful to me. And people do keep asking me, when am I coming home? Am I bored yet? How's it going living in the camper? Are you liking it, or are you done with it? Do you regret this decision? All I will say is this was the best decision I have ever made, and I'm super stoked to keep going with this and see where this goes in the future, and a lot more is to come. But all that to say, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. Let me know in the comments down below, do you think you could live in a camper van life sort of situation? I would love to hear from you. Or are you someone who is already doing that? Any tips would be greatly appreciated in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new here, I'd greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you all out there on the road.
Well, lesson learned. Oh man, that was brutal. I'm gonna try it again.